Hey everyone, how's it going? Well, I just made a little YouTube short video just before this, and I came to check on the south farm at the canola here. I seeded this canola quite late. I think it was almost June, like last day in May. I think I finished like at midnight or something like that. I know I was here till, well, actually it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that, because I got home pretty late. But I know this was the pass that I was coming back from the end, and I just reseeded it here. Look, on the south end there, that canola was coming up pretty good. Here I've discovered a problem, which I kind of knew I had. I had one main run on the wing, not seed. So I've got about a 6-foot gap, which was right on the end of the wing. That's going to be nothing there. So then this 6-foot gap here is the same. And what had happened, I stopped, where was it? I think I stopped right by the truck there. My truck is parked to fill up with fertilizer. Sean brought me fertilizer. Yeah, because there's that tree is the approach. And when I got out to fill up with everything, I was checking everything, and I noticed my fan screen was plugged. And I've never really had that problem before. On my tow between cart, never really had to check that. It was never ever plugged. Last year, when I seeded with this tow behind drill, everything was pretty much harrowed. I ran out of time here, and I didn't harrow half of this section. I think up to the dugout there was harrowed, and then the rest of this, I said, screw it, I just got to get it seeded. So there was a lot of straw and everything flying around. The top of it was all dry, and it was windy. And I think that fan sucked in a lot. And then watching Mike Mitchell's videos there, on their Borgo tanks, they put a stack going up at the top of the tank, and it sucks air from up there, almost like a tractor. So that's something I might have to look into. So I'm gonna have a few empty strips here. Hopefully, I'm just walking around to see how many I got. It's kind of hard to tell here. Because yeah, it's right in the stubble. Like there was no harrowing here or nothing. I just shot it right in there, and it was wet. So I'm surprised it come up as good as it did. And the cart tracks were packing pretty good because the tires were flinging mud. So it didn't come up, and the cart tracks was good. Up there, kind of a little bit better. But with this 1820 drill I have with paired row openers, it doesn't do that great of a job on canola. Cereals, it does awesome with the paired row, but canola, not so much. I don't like how it places the seed. Like right here, I've got a gap with no canola in that one run there, right up till there. And I did figure out something too, that some of my packer gangs have to be adjusted on the frame. They're a little bit off, I'm noticing. And some of the seed is covered too deep, and it's packing too far off to the side, so I gotta loosen the bolts and get that all lined up. I noticed that this year. I don't know if that's from folding up and it stops there and it moves. I'm not sure. But I've read a lot about these paired row openers, 3.5 inch. I got a 3.5 inch on a 10-inch spacing. And people have said you gotta crank up your pounds per acre with canola on those openers for it to do a good job. So that's what I did. I went up to 5.5, and well, some of the canola I had to seed at 5.5, because if you do that calculation on the seed weight and everything, some of my canola I had to seed at 5.5, and some I had to seed at 4.5, depending what it said on the bag. But yeah, no, it's kind of sucks that I have this so I'm just gonna walk over here with that one run that plugged up. So even though my fan speed was saying what it was on the monitor, I wasn't getting the airflow. So yeah, this one's gone too. Not there, stops right there. So I got about a 12 to 14 foot gap, which kind of sucks. Kind of make it look stupid here, but what are you gonna do? Seems like every year I have either like a big landing strip where the drill I buggered up turning the drill on and didn't catch it. Now this year I have no, that problem got solved where I had no big 60-foot strips, but now I got these. So yeah, it's going to be every second one here. Let's see. Got a lot of water. We don't need any more rain now. I think we got over an inch here. Well, it looks like it's okay here now. So that, I'm going to have to go and see. No, it looks okay here. Holy smoke, what's that? Fog? The mist? That's weird. Looks like fog. The river's right there, so it must be something. Nobody's there. Anyways, yeah, so it looks like it plugged up just over here. Probably up to my truck. It's probably going to be about 5 or 6 passes there. But yeah, I'll take you to the... So what I did was I did this half, because this is a whole section. It's 640 acres. And it's split in half because they used to have cows here. And they fenced it all the way down the middle, which was a stupid fence because it didn't even go straight. So Lori took it all down. We took it all down in one half. And then when it was raining, we took it down in another half. And now we can go north or east and west the full mile. And before we were just doing the north and south the full mile, and I don't like doing that with canola because you know how canola is, it blows over to the east all the time. It's way easier to cut that way, east and west. And these air seeders aren't the smoothest thing to whoa, that's soft, sunk there. Thing I am noticing too, once with this straight no-till drill, that there's a lot of more pooling water on my fields, and they definitely got harder. Like this field felt like it was a rock, and this field's usually soft. I think I'm gonna try this fall to run with the chisel plow lightly over everything with the skinny chisels, the skinny thick ones. I take my beaver tails off there. I don't need those no more. Oh, that's off there too. So yeah, this was double seeded here. Just trying to get rid of what little bit of seed I had left in the tank. That looks good. But now we need some heat. We've been really cold this whole spring up until like last week, and the crops were like, everybody seeded early because there was no snow and it dried up. But it didn't really gain anything because it was so cold. It didn't grow very fast. So actually the early seeded crops kind of, you know, they're okay, but everything was getting behind. So once we got last week, we got that heavy or hot weather. I think it was 26, 27, 28, 29 there Celsius. And everything just popped right out. Like, I can really tell in the canola, it just cabbaged like crazy. That's probably what made all this stuff come out. I missed with the sprayer here. Pre-seed burn off This is what it would be like if I didn't spray. Can you imagine, like, can't believe the clover that's growing here. Like, it's just crazy. If I didn't seed canola here and let this clover grow, I'd have a pretty good hay crop. I've got this grass. It's not quack grass, but I don't know what kind of grass it is. I don't know the name of it. It almost looks like a little brome or Timothy. I mean, miniature Timothy. So I'm sure somebody probably knows what it is. And that's actually brome. Or is it? Yeah, that's a brome. Right there. And clover. I'd have, let's see. Through here probably have, oh crap, probably a good 1,500 rolls out of here. Maybe more. I wish when I was doing summer fall here that clover would have came up. I would have did like a green manure. The only thing that came up here when I was doing summer fall here a couple times was stinkweed, which I dissed that under too, so it wasn't. It's kind of like a green manure, but clover would have been better. But I'm gonna have to get in here with a sprayer here pretty soon again. I sprayed my canola at home, so everything's done at home. I'm just gonna get down here and do it. Like this clover here, hard to kill with a Roundup. I did this 1/2 liter per acre, and it's not like dead. I know clover would be good to. I could have mixed something in, maybe like Prospect or something. Burn it down with the Roundup. But the neighbor's wheat is looking awesome. Pretty sure it's wheat. Could be oats. Ooh, water. Yeah, that's like pretty much all the crops around are looking like A+. Looking good, John. Alrighty. I'll take you to the other side now. This is how my canola should be looking. Just like the neighbors there. Oh, shut up. That's where mine should be around. Even mine at home is not that far advanced. More advanced than this here, but that's looking good. It'll look the same, but it'll be behind. I think I might have to cut this canola a little bit on the green side, just to make sure it doesn't freeze. Because you're better off to cut it green than letting it freeze, because you cut it green and then, or you, if it freezes green, the greens get locked in, they'll never turn brown. So you're stuck with green canola, and the elevator doesn't want that. I just realized my window is really cracking up. So we're heading to the, we're gonna head to the east side of the half section here, which I seeded a couple days before. Okay, so we're back at the east side. This is the east side of the half, and that's the west side of the half. I want to bring my cat here, clean up all these shrubs there, and maybe knock down that tree too, so it's all one open section. That part, that bush wheel there, I can't really touch it. That's an oil lease. You get paid surface lease revenue. Unfortunately, we don't get paid by that one anymore because they went bankrupt. Really, I can't see why they would. They're just paying for the land because there's nothing there. They capped that, cemented that well or whatever, and there's a lease road there too. So, but yeah, you can see the canola is a lot more advanced on this side. It's amazing what 2 to 3 days makes. Because we had a little, I remember now, there was a little rain delay before I could get on that side. Because I remember now, Sean was spreading fertilizer there, and I was harrowing like a bugger just to get it kind of covered. And, which it would have been okay raining on it, but I wanted to get it a little bit covered. And, yeah, we had to stop for a couple days. So this is the difference. That's how much bigger the canola is in just a couple days. I can also see the weeds are more advanced here too. So yes, I have to get down here with a sprayer. As soon as it dries, I think it'll be good to go. A lot of rain here. Wish I had my rain gauge here. It broke, so I don't know what the heck how much it actually rained here today. But I can ask the neighbor, he'll know. And this here was like, I seeded this. It's a 40-acre square here in between these trees here. I always call this the 40-acre piece. I always use it for testing. I know it's 40 acres, so I'll see what the bushels per acre is and everything like that. But I seeded this at night, the first day I got here. I got everything all set up. We were harrowing and all that, and showered, whatever. And then I remember the next day, or that next day I started seeding full blast. But I did make a pass here right about 11 o'clock at night here, just before I went home. So this was the very, very first day. And I wish it was all like this now. At least this stuff is far enough along. Eh? This is how mine is at home. It's probably just a touch bigger. But this is looking good. Except this here might drown because it's full of water. I do know now that if I would have known it was going to rain this much, it didn't look like it was going to rain this much this year, but the straw really holds in the moisture, like especially in this land. Any kind of straw cover, it just keeps it wet for a long, long time. It rained and it was dry, and then I went and walked with the truck, and I drove over some straw, and it was just skidding. It was just mud underneath. So that's why I want to lightly just work up this straw a little bit in the fall, the chisel plow. But yeah, anyway, it's doing pretty good. Like I said, the cart tracks kind of spotty, but the rest of it's pretty good. I think this is the last stuff I had that was supposed to be seeded at 4.5 pounds per acre. And then the rest I had to set to 5.5. Yeah, see, that's the only thing I hate. A couple bare spots. But, oh, yeah, see, that's another thing here, too. I seeded this field this way this time. And I had seeded the wheat this way. And it's like the combine tracks. It went shallow, deep, shallow, deep, shallow, deep. That's the bad thing about a fixed shank drill when it comes to that. Actually, my old drill, my John Deere 730, was actually independent openers. It followed everyone, did its own thing. Whereas on a drill like this, my 1820, if it's uneven like that, especially in canola, you can have your canola going a couple different depths. So I think it was going deeper in these spots, and where it's heavier, it was shallower. So that's why it's a little bit uneven. That's why with these drills you have to make sure your land is really nice and level for canola. I had an idea that I might, if I could find like a 40 footer, like a Seed Master or a Seed Hawk just for canola. Leave this one for cereals. I'm really liking the Seed Master, or what is it, that SLR or SRX or whatever, with the 15-inch spacings. They're a 60-foot drill, and you can go like 6 miles an hour with them. I like the way they seed canola. Always did. And I like a lot of people are liking the 15-inch spacing for canola. But what they don't like is the 15-inch spacing for cereals. I don't know if it's been tested or not, but a lot of people are saying you get like a 5 bushel an acre yield loss on the wider spacing. So let me know what you think in the comments about wide row spacing, narrow row spacing, what everybody else has had experience with, and even the real narrow knife openers to the wide paired row. I'll show you what I got on my drill here. My drill is still here. I gotta get it home, empty the fertilizer out. It's still in there. Yeah. So there's my opener. It's 3.5 inch with the 2 paired rows here, and it's the cereals come up awesome, like my wheat, barley. Actually, I like that better than narrow opener, but for the canola, no. The canola, I'd rather it just come out in the center and a little narrow opening. That's what they look like. See, this is the deep trench opening, and then it because this thing was set up for liquid fertilizer to come out. But anyway, I'm gonna head home. All right, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Leave as many comments you like. I'll try and answer them. I like answering comments when I'm not doing anything. All right, so we'll talk to you all later.